Good morning, good morning. Let's see, is this thing working? Morning, Juan, Miguel. Morning, everyone. Good, good. Sorry, I'm a little late. Couldn't get the YouTube thing to start. It's like kick-starting an old two-stroke motorcycle. I had to give it a few kicks before it started going. Sure, I can. Randy, if you are you in our trading room? If you just reach out to me and send me your email, or just email me on X, vwaptrader1 on X, just message me there. Yeah, we have about 25 minutes before New York opens. Hey, Raj. How's the garage cleaning? What's up, Christian? Alrighty. Let's get down to it, I guess. Overnight inventory is still short, my friends. We did correct overnight inventory quite a bit, but didn't hold the close. So right now we are in. Sorry, let me just show you what's going on here. Above or below 68.64 is the big number for me going into today. Is this a look below and fail of 68.64, or is this a look above and fail? Right? That's the question. Right? Best thing to do is to watch that level as we open. Hey, Badir. Sorry I got held up because I was behind from yesterday. I'll give you a shout later this afternoon. Oh, gosh. I've actually been also working on a new teaching method for my mentoring folks, so eager to try that out. Um, yeah, overnight inventory is short. We corrected, we're back down. Let's see if we can stay the rejection of 64 or the acceptance of 64. That's what we're going to be looking for. And that's the ultimate target if we can get above. First target is 69.03. And of course, the lower scenario involves taking out that overnight low. Now, we fill the gap if we open above the gap. I mean, underneath the gap. But according to market profile people, there's a gap here, you see. And according to this, if we open here, that gap is still there. See it? In fact, you can see if you draw a line where the top of that gap is, the fill is, you can see it lines up pretty much exactly with that volume, and then this is the distributed volume. So remember, folks, if we get down in this area again, there should be some bids underneath 54. Something to watch out for. Okay? So that gap is technically not filled if we don't do it in regular trading hours. Now, I didn't make up that rule. But that's what the old people say. So let's see. Right? We'll see. Right? Now, there's a lot of inventory above 68.64. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 sessions above. So we're going to find the bid. Right? We're going to find the bid. We're right at 68.68 right now. Let's go take a look. Sorry, those should be gone, the single prints. So there's 54, there's 64, and that previous day low was just in that area here. Now we just dipped underneath the previous day low and came back in. The overnight point of control is up here. We moved it up. It was down here in the 48s. So we sold some good product. Question is, number one, when we open, do we open on a gap or no gap? And do we fill the gap below? That's what we're looking for. When the market opens, the flow of customers coming in will tell us whether or not the gap fills, the gap doesn't fill, that sort of thing, right? Let's see here. Bring over the 1 minute chart. And welcome to the new folks who are joining us on YouTube. I'm JJ. This is tradingsyndicate.org. This is where we take normal people and teach them how to make money using common sense and simple business skills. No mumbo jumbo, no indicators, no fancy smart guy gibberish. Right? So how do we trade? Well, when we find sellers, what we do is we short. Put our stop where the sellers, if they stop selling. So if you're trading our method, which is the method of the business, you short when you find a seller. So you short, you put your stop at a place where if the seller goes away, why would you want to be short 88, 89 if they're selling at 94? Doesn't make sense, right? So that's why you have a structural stop. A business reason to take the trade is you see competition. You short and you put bids in using my levels. As the market goes down, it fills the bids. You make some money. How do you go long? You look for the market to look below an area, fail, and come up above it. You go long. You put your stop here, and you sell into strength. Okay? Now, I know a lot of you are going, hey, I want to make 30, 40 points on a trade. Well, if you're a new trader, quite simply, and the most loving way I can say it is, you're frickin' delusional. You're not going to make 30 points on a trade if you're a new trader. Learn how to make 2 to 3 points, 3 to 5 points, because you learn how to do it using the micro, then you scale up to the mini once you acquire some skill. Once you have skill, you can trade the mini, and then you can size up, right? I did a trade this morning. We were showing one of my coaching clients where the trade was, I think it was like 3 points on 5 contracts. Do the math, folks, right? Do the math. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to make more money. I get it, right? I'm a capitalist. But if you can make 3 points on 5 contracts, that's $750. And there's 20 trading days in a month. Okay? How many of you are making 15 grand a month? Right? How many of you are making 15 grand a month consistently? By taking low risk trades. No, you're sitting in front of the screen, you're trying to make 30 points, you're sweating, you're staying up all night nursing positions, right? It's, because you're all looking for the home run, right? It's lovely to be the Babe Ruth trader that points at the points to where he's going to hit the ball. But I tell you something, in business, that's not realistic. Okay? Get realistic, get real, and start earning some money. Right? And that's what we teach you to do. Right? We teach you how to manage risk, how to find out where sellers are active. Right? Just keep it simple. When the candles get small like this, it means there's nothing for you to do. When the candles are small, business is slow. When candles get big, there's bigger business to be conducted. Right? Trading is simple, but sure as hell not easy. Right? The more you overcomplicate your analysis, the less money you're going to make. Because trust me, you cannot maintain all of that information and execute at the same time. Sounds great, right? But all you got to do is find the bid. Once you find the bid, you work off the bid. Right? This way life is simple. You make your $500,000, $2,000. Go have some fun with your family. Do normal human being stuff. Right? Now, most of the people on these streams are not sitting in their parents' basement with 20 hours a day to trade. Most of them want to make some money, pay their bills, and enjoy their life. If that sounds like you, right? If that sounds like you, come join us at thetradingsyndicate.org. We'll teach you how to make a living. Okay? Pretty simple. We're not into high risk. I've been doing this for 34 years. Ah, Mr. Simpson, I see you've crawled out of your mother's basement. Okay, behave yourself, okay? On my stream, behave yourself or I'll kick your patootie all the way to Pluto. What's up, listening? How you doing? So a little look below and fail. We are still in distribution, my friends. Okay? We are still in distribution. Surgery? Geez, you okay? Cost basis of the inventory yesterday in the early morning was here. We took it and we sold it. We put it on sale, brought it back to cost basis, up again. Distribution, distribution, distribution. Big orders come in, sold it right back down to VWAP, caught a bid, and back up. That's the path of the inventory for this session. It's going to go back and forth. It should, quote unquote, should test 68.64. It should test the previous day low. Hey, that's great. I'm a fan of Drake. I'm a Canadian. I get it. Guy's got some talent. Put on your favorite trading music and zone in. That sounds very painful. I am listening. Oof. Hope you feel better, man. Jeez. Don't trade when you're on pain medication. Okay? Just maybe take it easy and heal, all right? Don't trade when you're on pain medication. Right? Don't ever trade drunk and don't trade when you're high on what is it ever they give you guys. That might not make for a very good judgment, right? It's okay to take some days off. Yeah, maybe just chill out and watch. You should be on the couch watching movies, but I applaud you for being here and watching. Low risk. If you do take trades, maybe just use the sim, brother. Yeah, surgery is tough. Okay. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do? These profiles are getting big. Lost internet all of New York. Really? Yeah, I heard you guys. I saw Ontario got a lot of snow. All right. So now before they start beaking at us for getting off topic, I'm going to post a chart and get us back on stream here. As soon as we get off topic, there's always, it's okay, man. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're human beings. We're allowed to talk. But we'll keep it, pull it back to business, get ready for the open. Now, trades off the open, I don't like this chop before the open. So when I see clear chop, I don't see a clear trade. Like I would like a look below and fail of 68, 63. But right now, I don't want to buy it and I don't want to short it. So I think the best course of action is to see who comes into Walmart when we open the doors here, right? Do we get buyers? Do we get sellers? Right? Oh, they sold into it. Oh yeah, and yeah, it was the morally correct thing to do. Right? It's a moral imperative. When you see buying like that and you're long, like say you're a long product between 75 and 80 and you catch a 90 bid, man, you hit that bid for as much as you got. Because if you're holding inventory and you're a buyer here and you're forced to buy some more here, when you get that candle, oh man, you can just take all of this and unload it. Boom. Right? That's what you want to do. On this 4-hour candle wax chart, I'm seeing a look below and fail of 68.54 again. And our low tonight was what? 68.32 and 3/4. My level was 31. I'll post this in the room. If on this pop, if you don't catch the log, you could catch the short of 91. So you're shorting 88 to 90, stop just above 91, covering 84, covering 80, covering 77. That's how I would have done that. Now, of course, hindsight's 2020. I wasn't in front of the screen when that happened. So the way I see it now, I'll have to review. What I'll do after we're done is I will do chart rewind, and I'll play the chart at half speed. Right? Yeah. It's easy to get caught in the middle of those big moves because those candles are freaking massive on the way up, right? That's why we wait and trade from the outside edge in. It's not as glamorous, right? But the margin of error is less. Because if you're trying to go long here, right, in this big green candle, you don't really know where the seller is going to be because it's uncharted territory, right? So it's okay if you're long and then you have your orders spread out, and it takes your orders out as you go. And then shorting is kind of hard too until you see a seller, because if you short when it takes out the 80s and say you're short 82, 83, 84, you're probably going to get stopped out before it rips back down. So larger candles are harder to trade, definitely. Now that overnight point of control has moved down. So now we're finished distributing up in the 77s. Let's see if we can hold yesterday's low. If VWAP breaks, right, if this 62 area here, if this breaks, we're looking for 68.54. Okay, on the downside, I'm curious to see what this is going to do on the new contract. Everybody got snow up north. Well, no snow in Liverpool yet, so happy about that. That's good. See, and that's good. That's really good situational awareness truth, right? So you're aware of the situation. You felt that you were going to get stopped out. You probably would. So you scratched the trade before you lost more money. Now that's good. That's what we call capital preservation. That's smart. Simpson, smarten up, okay? Sometimes he's good. Sometimes you got to put him in timeout. Looking for VWAP now at 62. I told you guys that this was going to happen. There it is. It's happening before the open. If we open underneath yesterday's low, we are going to open on a gap. That's okay. I don't like holding trades through the open. There's a lot of inventory above us now. Let's see where the sellers are when the market opens. You know, I have not looked at MSTR yesterday or today. I'll have to go take a look. So it looks like we're going to open out a gap if we open under 68.64. If we do, ladies and gentlemen, your target is 54 and a quarter. Where's the coin of bitterness? 86,970. Okay. There's news at 9:45. Cool. Uh, I don't know. I've got this lower Bitcoin thing in my head. Maybe I think I'm biased lower. Actually, I'm being cheap. I'd like to buy it under 70,000. Yeah, forcing a trade into a gap is hard, man. Okay, so we're open on a gap, right? Let's see if we have enough to fill that gap. Seems to be a seller at VWAP. Yeah, gap is filled. Gap is filled. Long 64, selling 67, 60. Oh, no. 68. Long 60, 64, sold 68 on 6. Cool. Okay, that worked. I was just about to short it when it got to VWAP, and then I saw them just scrambling, right? I saw the offer just moving, and I was like, oh, better get long. Okay, so a little bit of a sell here at 72. Let's see where we balances out. Oh, is his cost basis that high? I thought his cost basis was really low. I thought like he had like a. But then I don't know when he started all that stuff. Got to pay attention. Okay, it's jumping a little bit, folks. The order book is fairly. It's a little thin. Price is jumping around. If you're not comfortable with the size of these candles and the volatility off the open, just let it kind of settle down a little bit, okay? If you're not used to trading fast, please do not practice trading fast with real money, okay? Especially if you don't know the software, that kind of thing, you know? Jeez, look at it just go. If we clear 74, we'll go up to that 79 area. Here's where the gatekeeper is. 78 and a half. It's a bit of a quicker market today. I'm looking for the previous day low to get. Jeez, I tried to buy 67 and I missed it. Let's see. They're going to take that previous day low. I can feel it in my bones. There we go. Just a tickle. Who's coming in the door? Right? It's a new contract. So you got to get to know a new contract a little bit, right? You just can't, you know, you got to spend some time, get to know the new contract, buy it dinner. Long 66. Sell in 68. I should have had a better trade entry on that. Should have been long 65, but that's okay. Doing it again. Long 66, selling 68. Quarter, half, 69 offered, no takers, out. Do it again. Long 66, selling 67. Out one. Ooh, thank God I got out of that. Somebody came in and just slapped it. Bids at VWAP. Be careful if we break VWAP on that look below and fail of 63. Long 65, selling 66. Selling, selling, selling. Hitting the bid because it's moving fast. 2 left. 3 left. I'm flat. Thanks very much. Don't start over trading now. Can I expand on trading a new contract? Well, a new contract needs some time to settle in, right, Mark? Like, no one's traded it before. You also have to remember that there are some larger traders that are positioning themselves, coming out of the old one into the new one. So it's not clear just yet. So when you're faced with a new contract at rollover, see, the problem is retail traders don't have any idea of the subtleties of the business, right? And there's certain subtleties that affect the business, like a new contract. It's like taking out a new car with a brand new engine. You got to break the engine in, right? You don't get into a brand new car and floor it. Look below and fail of 63 again. You should be selling into these 70 bids. Does that make sense? You want to kind of get to know the contract and how it trades. See the volatility today. It's very different than the type of trading that we've had lately. Does that make sense? These are things that when you rewind the sessions and you rewind the chart, you'll be like, oh, that's what he's talking about. So breaking 74, target 77, there should be a seller right here somewhere. So we know the sellers are here. Does that help, Mark? Jeez. Be careful, guys. There's some big orders coming into this market, and you really don't want to get caught. We've got a rotation between 63 and 74. So off the open right now, we have a 10-point rotation. So you want to click in when it does the look below and fail of 63. But please make sure you sell into strength because it will rip up and rip down faster. Like I'm long 67 and I'm out at 70 already. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Anyone? Bueller? Yeah, Jam, you haven't had much sleep. Just watch. All right. Yeah, it's a little quicker, right? It's a little quicker. And you got size moving. Hey, Zazu, what's going on? And size, that's what you happen. You big candles, big size, right? Size takes preference, right? So you don't want to get eaten alive. If you're not comfortable with this kind of price action, sit and watch. You'll learn a lot. Yes, Christian. Contract is rolling over, my friend, and also the end of the year is coming up, right? So this is what we say, taking care of old business. That's what we're doing, right? And then the new business is just starting. Exactly, Travis. Get dialed in. Otherwise, you'll be putting welds in all the wrong places. Right? See, Travis, I don't think you've ever done any FOMO welding, have you? Have you ever done any revenge welding? Right? No revenge welding. Right? No FOMO welding. See how ridiculous it sounds when you put it in a real business? It's like a baker. I did some revenge baking. I'm a doctor. I did some revenge heart surgery. Right? It sounds just ridiculous. Let's see where the bid is. Jesus. Look at that. Another look below and fail. If this holds. I notice the order book, the fills aren't great. So I'll notice that I'll go in to put in a buy order on the bid and it's like 2.5 points higher. Right? So be aware of that. Right? And for that reason, I'll trade the micro until I get the hang of the market. You did some revenge eating? That's a different story. That's a different story. Short 58. Oh, I should have shorted more. Ah, damn, I was short 58 on that. And I thought I had a bad entry. Right down to 54 and a quarter. Now let's see how we handle our business at 54 and a quarter. Long 55, selling 56 and a half if I'm lucky. I got rid of one there and the other one's hanging. Just dangling. No, I'm out of that one. Let's see if we catch another bid. The order flow is not really predictable right now, so I would caution people to manage their risk. I would really be managing risk here. There's a seller at 56 and a quarter, and they just showed themselves. Yeah, nothing wrong with revenge eating. So if you are short now, we're looking for 49. I'd say 50. If you hit that 55, 50, I wasn't fast enough. I called out that there was a seller at 56, but I did not take the short. So I've noticed my fills are not the greatest. Anybody else noticing their fills not the greatest? It's like skipping levels and you're not getting filled. Anyone? Bueller? Yes? No? Don't all answer at once. Okay. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah. It's a little bit slippery out there. There's some slippage. Okay? Which is to be expected, at year end. What is the 16th now? We're coming around the corner like Secretariat, going into the end of the year. That's okay. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with staying in your lane, Scott. It'll slow down. It'll settle into a rhythm. right? It'll settle into a rhythm. Just everybody really wants to do business right now, right? Everybody's really trying to see. Look at the old contract volume is 288. The new one is 513. So it's okay. We're doing work. We're doing work. London low 41 and 3/4. Thanks, Hex. Christian, I saw your message. I've got a class right after, but I'll check in with you afterwards. Oh, little chop here, little chop. Negative news? What's the negative news? No McRib? And the negative news is they will not be putting out the McRib before Christmas. Okay, looking for 49 1/4. I'm already looking for a look below and fail of 49 1/4. But if I'm being really honest, the trade I'd like is a look below and fail of 42. Mr. Simpson, you're back. I only put you in timeout for 5 minutes. Don't make me regret it, okay? There's 49 1/4. It's punchy. That old gap, right? Be good, or else I'll tell your mother not to give you your grilled cheese sandwich. Looking for 54 1/4 on the upside now. Let's see if there's a seller lurking somewhere around here. Where are they? They're in the bushes. I know you're out there. Show yourself. Aha! 53 1/4 seller. You see, that's why it's chopping around like this, right? It's because the large traders are just getting used to the order flow. So what's happening is, look at the order book. It's like 20, 30 aside. So the ranges are big. It's a new contract. Nobody wants to commit a lot of capital to it yet. So you're going to have big candles. Does that make sense? Because the smart money's like, I'll trade really on the outside edges and I'll kind of, let me test this out and see what these idiots are doing, right? Look at that. Nice bid. I missed that. Damn, I should have been long 55. That's okay. Let's see. There's a seller at the previous day low. See, I was being greedy. I wanted 42, and I should have taken 50, 55. See, too greedy. Too greedy, JJ. Too greedy. Look at these candles. 53 to 67 in 1 minute. Not even. We got 16 minutes, 16 seconds left. These candles are ridiculous. The 25th of November is holding us this up. It is. Right. It is. Let's see where the next bid comes in on the next candle. Oof. Somebody just hit it. Now what I'm looking for is that 63/4 level for us to go down and then come back up over it. But if it doesn't, if it holds the 66s, I might have to get long. Long 66 3/4, selling 68 and 3/4. And I got one out. The other two contracts are left dangling, and I'm going to get rid of them because I don't trust this price action. Right? I can always buy it back. I can always buy it back. The bid is moving up, so maybe I'm being a little biased, right? The bottom of each candle is moving higher, right? So that means the bid is moving higher. Let's see now. If we break 70, we know that there are sellers at 74 and change. So just remember that. Now let's see if this candle can close above 66 and a quarter. Nope, see? Look at that. Bastards. You got to trade this with wide stops. This is not easy trading right now for new traders. Long 66, out at 68. Okay. Let's see if we can build up some volume here. We're still now in distribution. Crypto candles, right? Yeah, it is definitely a speculator's market. I've been telling you guys. Yeah, we're still inside that first 30-minute candle, right? All right, here's the crack of 74. Taking that stop, looking for 79 and a half. Boom, there's our seller right there at 78. See, we said there was going to be a seller here, and it just tagged it, right? It's so much easier to trade with candles if you use simple information, right? If you mark off where the sellers are going to be, so if you were long 70, 72, you know that you'd be selling at 77, right? Because there's a seller at 78. You want to sell before that seller, before they take your customers, right? You are long inventory, you are a seller. You are short inventory, you are a buyer. Rotation. We are definitely in rotation, my friend. Maybe a look below and fail of 68, 64. Let's see. We're coming up to this area from the last 2 days. There's inventory here. There's product. So we're going to have to flush it back and forth and build. Remember what I said yesterday? That we're building a new cost basis? Well, this is it. This is how you build a cost basis. By scrubbing a market up and down and up and down and up and down. Right? And you buy 2 for every 1 you sell. Right? If you're trying to accumulate a position, you're buying 2 for every 1 you sell, or when you're trying to distribute a position, you're selling 2 for every 1 you buy. Now that's not a retail trading. That don't try doing that as retail traders, right? Too much drama? Is this like watching one of those horror movies for you, Badir? That's okay, brother. Go relax. Go relax. You're having a good month, so just keep up with that. That's really good self-control. Yeah, that's good. That's good self-control. You know yourself. You know when to just chill out. See you tomorrow, brother. Have a good one. We'll chat later. Yeah, exactly. Make some coffee. Here's the beautiful thing about retail trading, my friends. Now, I'm very familiar with this kind of price action because I used to create it, right? And I'm a fast trader because my life depended on it, right? Literally, right? So um, that's different. And it took me a long time to become a fast trader as a retail trader. It took me years. So don't feel bad if the market's too fast, right? The beautiful thing about retail trading is you get to choose when to do business, right? So if this doesn't suit you, don't give them your money. It's your money. You worked very hard to make your money. I mean, unless you've got a money tree in your backyard, in which case, please tell me your address. But if you don't have a money tree in your backyard, right, you really, really want to choose when you do business, right? Well, they said they had news, and the news was bad, Leslie, so I thought, no McRib, right? That's the only news that matters, you know. The rest of it's all window dressing. The big candles are caused by traders doing stuff at the last minute or being caught offside and then putting some size on, right? Hey Dan, how you doing? Yeah, that back and forth, going back and forth really fast, it's a challenging trade. That's the goal, Leslie. That's the goal. Hey, truth be told, I'm trying to make the coffee come out your nose, but I'll work on it. Don't worry. Why are you in 1 minute time frames? Do you use algo trading? No, no. I use 1 minute to exit and enter. Yeah. And I teach people how to use 1 minute so they have fast reflexes. Because a slow trader is completely useless. Because a slow trader, not getting into trades, but cutting risk. What I'm trying to teach people is how to trade without losing all your money. So the faster you admit that you're in a bad trade, using trade setups that tell you if you're in a bad trade right away, right? That's how you do it. Hey, listen, there isn't just one way to trade. Sam, if you rarely use the 1 minute and you're making money every day, then as the great Cat Williams would say, make your paper, boo-boo. Right? You make your paper. Right? If you're making, if you're getting paid every single day doing whatever it is you're doing, that's a beautiful thing. I won't hate on that. I'm not being facetious. So if you've made millions, I think that's a wonderful thing. Why does everybody think that I'm being facetious when I'm saying that's a good thing? Right? No, I don't want to see your money. Right? This isn't a contest. I'm just here trying to help people. Right? So if you want to be an instigator, go ahead. Right? You want to just have a normal conversation, we can. Right? I don't know. What do you say, folks? I'm not trying to get your fur up. Make your money, be happy. I applaud you as a trader. I think it's a wonderful thing. And I'm happy for you. I'm 57 years old, man. What do you want me to tell you? You want me to be rude and tell you to go F yourself? What are you looking for here? Right? Okay. Getting tired of this. There we go. Oh, Jesus, who's got the time to argue with every dickhead? Seriously. Uh, no, I don't make 10 million a day. I just pay my rent and I make a living, right? And if you're making more, I think it's wonderful, right? That guy needs a cookie, right? Have a cookie, man. Chill out. Jesus. That's the first time I've ever been called woke and a millennial. Thank you. You just took 30 years off of me. That's okay. Some people have to have fun. It's guys like that who have no balls who will always come and talk on social media. But if you meet them in real life, right? Old blue hair, yeah, exactly. End of the year, people get touchy. Indeed, they do. Alrighty, what's happening in the next half hour here? That's okay. Look, I was a bouncer for 4 years. You think some dipshit on on YouTube's gonna cause me stress? Oh, it's too funny. Alrighty, let's see. We're in distribution here. It's nice and slow. It's starting to slow up. This price stability is starting to bring in buyers. Okay. Down to 70. I'm looking for another touch of VWAP on the downside now. They are some harsh moves. Now, I haven't traded ever since those moves here. So once again, looking for another look below and fail of 63 because I missed the short on the way down, which happens, right? If you miss the short on the way down, where can you get long, right? So when you can get long is the look below and fail of 63 or the look below and fail of 49. Given that the range is fairly big and that the candles are fairly large on a 1 minute candle, right? Given that, what you want to do is you really want to trade from the edges, right? So we want the market to sell out from 68, 63 down. Now let's see, I'll wait for the next candle. Now, my biggest problem is I always trade too early, right? Big candles, big business. I didn't catch that, Lear. I'll have to take a look. Look below and fail of 63. Now I'm not long because I think I've been over trading a little bit. So if you are long 66, 65, sell a little at 70, right? This is a look below and fail. And if you were lucky enough to get in under VWAP or around here, you should be selling into those 70 bids or those 69 bids because it will pull back. And when it finds size, it'll just jump. We're in rotations here, right? Back and forth in a range. So what you want to do is don't get upset if you miss a trade. Wait for the next rotation. Right? If it holds 66, we should be able to poke our head above 70. Eh, not quite. Not quite. Here comes 70. A little bit of a seller. Little bit of a seller at 69 and 3/4, 70. And that is why you sell into strength, my friends. Right? Another rotation here. Another rotation. Okay. Creeping up to 74. Just use the level. 77 and a quarter is your next target if you're long. Big rotations again, right? We rotated up to 70, 78, down to 66, back up to 78.80, down underneath 63, and back again. So big rotations on the old 1 minute. Let's see if they step in and start selling that 78, 79 again. Globex was 94% short. Thank you, Scott. I'm assuming your name is Scott. Seems to be a seller at 78. Quelle surprise. Seller at 78, so you sell 77, put your stop at 78, 79. Start covering here in the 70s. Let's see if we can sell it down underneath 68. If it sells under 68, offers under 68, look for bids at 60. Hey, P Hunter, what's going on? Well, I always find, Mike, that sometimes, like, I might be off. I might not be trading well. I'll take a couple of trades, get stopped out, and maybe I'm just not on the ball. So I'll just sit and watch, make notes, that sort of thing. Oh, I take notes on price action, where the sellers are, where they're not, where they stop selling. I also take notes on the trades I took. I know it sounds weird, but you look to see where you made mistakes, things you missed. It helps to understand rotational business versus trend. Right now we're in rotational business, back and forth. Right? While traders are trying to cover their positions before this contract is done, you can still see that gap. See, we filled that gap here, but we still have business to do here. That's why we're kind of staying in this area, right? So that back and forth is the short covering. Is it safe to assume that a poor high is broken, that price level is a relatively good buying location? Oh, on a breakout? I don't buy breakouts. But that's just me, right? There are ways to trade breakouts. In this kind of price action, I find that this price action is not really predictable. So for me to buy a breakout, I want my price action to be a bit more predictable, right? Um, and I've always been trained as an institutional trader to sell into breakouts. So, bit different. Hmm. Back and forth over yesterday's low. We seem to have some bid support at 60. Let's see. I'd feel better going long maybe 67 to 72, 74. Right now, not really feeling it. I'm not a prediction guy, but I'm looking to see if we can tag that 68.54 again. Let's see what happens. I didn't even know what NFP was today, Dan. And to tell you the God's honest truth, I have no idea how to interpret it. So yeah, I have no idea how to interpret NFP into a trading strategy. You'd have to ask somebody who trades macro and would know how to incorporate that into a trading setup. And I'm sure there's a lot of smart people out there who would show you the way there, but not this one. Yeah, I think that would be definitely a question for the AI. So in our room we have the AI trader, and that is something that we could definitely run into the AI. And our AI is trained for market stuff only, so it's yeah, breakouts are hard to trade in volatile markets, right? We're going lower down here. Hey, look, 54 and a quarter. You guys remember when I said that? Well, there it is. Now, do we look below, above? Now, from our AI, I'll post that. I trade the overnight session all the time. Oh, definitely. Now, how much volume are you talking? Now, Archimedes, are you trading thousands of contracts? If that's the case, then you're going to have to cut up your orders. But there's more than enough liquidity for a retail trader to trade in the overnight. We trade the overnight every morning, 2:30 in the morning. I'm on YouTube, New York time, 7:30 in the morning UK time. So I'm always we have a Globex session. We have an overnight session where we discuss trades and how to look at the day and prepare ourselves. Let's get the screen capture working properly. They won't let me post this on YouTube. Down to 49 and a quarter. The levels are working. The levels are indeed working. Now, where's the next trade? If you're looking for a long on a look below and fail of 49 and a quarter, wait for this candle and see if it holds. If it holds and can get past 53, 54, let's see. Is there a seller at 54? Yes, there is. If it can get past that seller, you're looking for 56, 57. If it cannot get past that 54, it's going to rotate back down and test 49 and a quarter again. Here we go. There it is right there. Right? I'll get Steve to tweet that out. So it's holding, right? The bid's moved up from 49 quarter to 50. There is a seller right there, right? Right where we said there would be one. There they are. That's okay. You're good at finding the end of the move. That's fine. Now you just got to work backwards, Mike. At least you found something, right? At least you got a place to start. So if you're good at finding the end of the move, let's backtrack that thing, right? Let's back it up and walk through it and see what started the move, right? It's not bad. It's better than not knowing anything, right? At least you got a place to start. Now, under 49, there's a stop down here at 41 and a half and the overnight low. We may go test that overnight low. Don't be shocked if we go down there. Let the market work this area out. See, the bids are kind of they're around 49, but there's no continuation, so I don't like that. Let's see if we can hold this area right here. And then of course here, right? Ooh. Right there. Looking for 42 and a quarter, right? And that stop down here at 41. All of the short-term inventory is now above us, right? So we got people to buy it at 63, at 60, at 56. They've been buying it all the way down. Now they're starting to puke it back out again, right? Okay. How do you know the cost basis and distribution of a cost basis? Well, generally, the accumulation happens at a lower price, Faraday. So in business, if you bought 100 bananas and you paid 10 cents for per banana, you're trying to sell those bananas at 50 cents, 60 cents, right, to make a profit? So you accumulate inventory at the lows and distribute it at the highs. Now we have a handy dandy way of looking at that, right? It's so obvious. But here's the thing. The people in this industry want to confuse you so much that the obvious seems absurd, right? They make the obvious seem absurd, so you guys go wasting all your time. I want to cut through all that BS, give you guys the good information, allow you to make some money, right? And enjoy your life, right? That's the goal, right? Yeah. So, and when they can't sell their inventory, they put it on sale. Now we're right back into the cost basis that we started. They're tough. They're harder to trade, Mike. They're not easy. They are not easy, and I would not recommend you guys going full pull on your account, maximum maximum entry, right? You'll see that we had accumulation, right? We had an accumulation here in the blue area, distribution, nice distribution here, right? A little bit up here, the sellers came in. Now we're right into cost basis, and now we're in the discount zone. This is the 2 times discount zone. So if you want to buy this, look below and fail of 28 and a quarter is exactly what I'd be looking for. If you're short, you can stay short as long as the market takes out these levels and then doesn't reclaim them. Right? So the way I teach trading is simple. And it seems to really annoy a lot of people. It gets under a lot of people's skin. Right? But when you trade on an institutional trade desk and when you're a distributor, right? I put this to you guys before I close the session. If you were learning how to bake a cake, or you were learning how to cook something, or you were learning how to do something, wouldn't it be better to learn from someone who's actually made a cake instead of somebody who pretends that they've baked? I've made markets for 3 decades and taken hundreds of companies public. So I've made the cake and I've brought in the order flow. I've brought you guys in to buy the stock from my insiders, right? So I've created liquidity doing that. You want to learn how to trade from someone who's actually done it, right? You don't want to learn from people, and I don't want to be disparaging, but it's time to cut through the BS and allow people to make good decisions. Right? Everywhere in retail trading, you either have some guy who's talking a bunch of crap, or you have some guy who comes into a trading room or into a discussion like our friend that we had here, right? Who wanted to just disrail and disrupt everything, right? There's a lot of people like that out there. So if you want to learn from someone who really knows what they're doing, right? Give us a shot. It's only $20 a month. We're not trying to gouge you. We know it takes time to learn. Breaking of the overnight low, I'm looking for 31, and I'd love a look below and fail of 28 and a quarter, right? Let's see how this cookie crumbles. I can't believe that overnight low is holding so far. That is hilarious. Where's the point of control? It's 61.94. Okay. So we got to clean up a lot here. Well, I'm long 36.88 on 2, selling them at 39 flat. No, 38 and 3/4 on the last one. So, Right. I really wanted to look below and fail, but it wasn't giving it to me, so I had to go buy it. Understood, Faraday. You can still say hi. If you have questions or anything like that, please feel free to say hi and interact. We don't need to know your real identity. Could be in the Faraday cage. I get it. Nice work, Hex. Well done, my friend. Well done. Now we're doing a look below and fail of 42. Target is 46. If we can't get there, sell into strength. And I thank everyone for being with us. And even the guy who was causing trouble. See, because back in the day, you had to trade with people throwing staplers at your head. Can you concentrate? Can you concentrate? Right? You got to juggle while people are throwing stuff at you. There's our 46. See you folks in the morning. Have a wonderful, wonderful trading day. Be safe out there. Visit us at thetradingsyndicate.org. And please, my friends, do not take candy from strange market makers. Thanks very much. Bye for now. And thank you all for being